Hello. So, again, I didn't receive any questions, so I'm just going to talk about relationship with the parents. Um, I know a lot of people when they enter a military relationship, they're entering the relationship with someone who's already in the military. And I know at the same time, there's a lot of couples like myself and Jordan who were together before they joined. So that's how it was for the two of us. And his parents and I, we became pretty close pretty early because I got pregnant not too long after Jordan and I started dating. And, the whole adoption thing happened, so we became really close, and, that kind of brought us together. But as soon as he decided to join the military, things changed a little bit. It wasn't like it changed between the two of us, between Jordan and I, but it changed a little bit, between his parents and I. I'm trying to find the best words to explain this. We felt like because he was going to be going, so we were both losing something, not forever obviously, but temporarily losing something. We felt like we needed to stick together closer, like we needed to be lean on each other and use each other for support. And I know a lot of people, have the opposite thing happen when they join the military, and I think that it's really easy to work on because there were times when I would go, I know it doesn't sound like that long, but I'd go a few weeks without seeing his parents, and I would think, well, maybe, is it better this way? Do they want to see me? 'Cause I'd love to see them and things like that. I think if you want things to work, you have to put effort into it. You can't expect just them to reach out to you. Of course, if you want them to be part of a relationship with you, they also need to reach out, but you can't expect them to do all the effort, or all the work, I'm sorry. So my thing is that I realized I need to reach out too, because even when I do reach out, if it's not at the same time, they still reach out to me. And for example, when Jordan left to boot camp, we talked, at least once a week. Hey, have you heard from him? Has he called? Any letters or anything? And as soon as we got our first letters, they asked me to go over so we could, share each other's letters, and they could read what Jordan wrote me, and I could read what he wrote to them. And it was an interesting experience. Honestly, it was amazing, but it was very emotional and really, it was new. It was like a new step for us because we were all crying, and his parents were there, his sister was there, and I was there, and we were just reading the letters and oh my gosh, we have become part of each other's lives because of Jordan. But now Jordan is off in the Navy, he's at boot camp. So it's a bizarre feeling when you are with the parents without your significant other. It's not too bizarre for me because, they've been part of my life for years before, but it is somewhat strange because you're so used to having your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife around, and once they're gone, it's like, I'm the only one here now, they're not here. So don't be scared to keep a relationship with the parents. Always know that if they want to have a relationship, that it's okay for you to call them, be like, hey, how are you doing? Or text them and say, hey, I want to stop by this week. Is that all right? That's what I do. And I go over there once in a while, and I, hang out for a little bit. We talk, catch up, see how everything's going. And, we're friends on Facebook, so we talk there too. And I definitely think, though, it's really important to have a relationship with the parents because with the military thing, you will both, meaning parents and yourself, will be involved with everything. So, for example, letters from boot camp. I got letters, they got letters. I got them a little bit more frequently because he would write them every day. He'd write little notes to me and then send them once a week. And then he would write them just a letter every now and then. So I would go over there and be like, hey, you want to read what Jordan wrote? Or I would tell them hey, he's doing good. And he says this and that, blah, blah, blah. So that's something that you're both involved with. You can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to tell them how he's doing and whatnot. So it's good to share that information. And then, of course, when they graduate boot camp, you're both involved. Because if you're going to be traveling there to see them, and they are too, obviously you're going to be there with them. I flew to Great Lakes with Jordan's parents. We sat with each other, we stayed in the same hotel, we flew back, it was all together. I was with them the entire time, and I couldn't imagine, not having a relationship with them or being able to get along with them and spending that weekend with them. Of course, Jordan was with us for 12 hours, and we saw him at the airport, but most of the time it was just the three of us. So it's definitely something that you need to make sure you have. And it's unfortunate when you can't have a good relationship, if you can't communicate, or it's just difficult to be with them. It's always best to try to be civil, because at some point you're going to have to see them, and it's better to know that you can be civil around each other and be nice and whatnot without feeling awkward or like you can't talk to them. So if you do have issues with your significant other's parents, I suggest you're trying to talk to them. Even if you're the first one to take the step to be like, hey, I know things might be a little weird between us, but I'd like to work on things, or I hope you know that I'm okay with you and I just want things to be okay between us, because, we both need to be supportive for whoever it is you're with. I'm having a hard time explaining it. It's kind of, I guess it's necessary to at least tolerate your in-laws or, your significant other's parents, because you will see them at some point, and if the parents are involved with your significant other, then you know that you're gonna hear about them, see them, hear from them, things like that. So why not save yourself the time of fighting and arguing, and just tell them, hey, we need to be on the same page at least, we need to get along, and we need things to work, because if we're gonna be around each other, we should at least be okay with each other, because if not, that sucks. It's a really sucky feeling. And I feel so thankful and blessed to have had a really good relationship with Jordan's parents. I love them so much. They're like parents to me. I know I could call them if I needed something, they would help me. And I think it should be that way for everyone. I know it's not, but I know that if you don't have a good relationship, you can work on it. And as unfortunate as this sounds, if their parents don't want a relationship with you or don't want to talk with you, then there's nothing you can do about that. But I think as long as you put in, you try at least once and you attempt to talk to them and see if you can make things work, then good for you. I think that's a good step to take. But if they're not willing to take that step with you, then that's their loss. And you could talk to your significant other about it, or you can try again, but there's not much you can do when other people don't want to cooperate. So I think besides that, if it does work out, if you do take that first step to say, hey, I think we need to maybe talk, or, just be okay with each other, then things will work out for the better. I know that for sure. But, like I said, if you feel like they don't want to try, then you could always, just stay back. But I think it's good to have a relationship of some sort, to be able to talk to them, because with this military thing, you're going to be around each other at some point, and it's going to be a different connection. Because like I said, we both, quote unquote, lost Jordan. He left, and he was both part of our lives, and because I am part of Jordan's life, and of course his parents are too, we became close from me just being at his house and the family events and stuff. So when he leaves, we still have this relationship, and just because he's gone, we're not going to, stop caring about each other and keeping in touch. But, things do change a little bit, so I think it's good to develop a relationship with the parents, at least be civil, at least be able to communicate with them, and make sure your significant other knows what's going on, because if his or her parents don't want to talk to you, I think it's good that they know that, because if worse comes to worse, even they could talk to their parents and be like, hey, what's going on? He or she is trying to communicate with you and to make things work, but you're not cooperating with them and you don't want to be part of it. So that's my best advice for that. I know it's not that much. I know I kind of just told about how I am with Jordan's parents, but that's something you can try. If your significant other is at boot camp and you don't want to talk to the parents, and if you get a phone call, letters, anything, you can call or text and be like, hey, I got a letter from so-and-so. Just wondering if you want to know what he wrote, or you want me to come over, we can read it together, or anything like that. Little things, just whatever you can do. And I think if you do share letters, or if if they're deployed or at school and you hear from them on the phone, or they send you something, call the parents, be like, hey, I got this or that, just want to let you know, they're doing great. And that could be a good step to start something, because if you're showing them that you care about their son or daughter, then I'm pretty dang sure, they'll at least accept you and want to, talk to you about it, because who wouldn't want to hear about their own son or daughter from someone who loves them? So that's what I think. I think I'll stop there because I've been going for almost 11 minutes. If you want me, as I say at the end of all my videos, if you want me to talk more about something else or have any other questions, send a message to the Milso vlog account that you're watching this on, or you can go to the Who Runs This Vlog link, and I'm Shaundi, and you can go to my personal Tumblr, and I can talk to you there. Just send me a message, whatever you want to do. Alright, well, thank you for watching, as always, and take care. Bye.